Imagine being one of the greatest stars of your generation, and yet every moment of your private life becomes public spectacle. Your marriage, your home, your reputation, constantly questioned, mocked, and dissected by millions. That is the story of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Stay tuned, because what you think you know is only the tip of the iceberg. So, are you two living together? The question cuts through the conversation, simple yet loaded with meaning. "We will," comes the calm and measured reply, a promise that feels almost rehearsed. Look at that." "Not right now," she adds, almost nonchalantly. "But you will." "Yeah," he confirms, a quiet certainty in his voice. She leans in, poised and composed. "Oh yeah, and why do you say that with such clarity?" "Because that's exactly how it's going to be," he answers, confidence threading through his words. And yet this small exchange belies a far more complex truth. Will Smith, one of Hollywood's most iconic figures, has been living apart from his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, for years by their own admission. The Oscar-winning actor and the award-winning actress have maintained separate residences since 2016, a fact Jada confirmed publicly in 2023 while promoting her memoir Worthy. That revelation stunned the world, especially considering they first met nearly 3 decades earlier and married in 1997. Over the years, their union had always been portrayed as enduring, even when they faced challenges in the spotlight. But in the interview, Jada explained that for 7 years, they had essentially been living completely separate lives, not divorced on paper, but functionally apart. "Right now, I really enjoy my space," she said candidly in another conversation. "The time I've had to myself has been incredible, even having my house exactly how I want it." She went on to express the kind of day-to-day freedom most couples rarely talk about publicly, not having to negotiate the smallest details, from paint colors to furniture choices, a revealing glimpse into how they manage their individual lives. Despite this long-term separation, the couple have not pursued a legal divorce. They continue to support one another publicly, occasionally appearing together at family events, most recently for their son's milestone in 2026, and emphasize that they're still figuring out what their partnership means in the modern era. Their story, which includes years of navigating fame, partnership, unconventional choices, and very public moments such as Jada's 2020 admission of an entanglement with singer August Alsina during their separation, remains one of the most discussed celebrity relationships of the decade. In the context of Hollywood marriages, few have been as scrutinized or as paradoxical. Two icons bound together legally and emotionally, yet navigating life largely on parallel paths. But why share the most intimate details of your marriage in a highly public forum, on a podcast, in front of a live studio audience, broadcast around the world? For many fans and observers, it raises a simple question. Haven't we already witnessed enough of this couple's private struggles? Will Smith, a globally recognized entertainer with decades of success in film, music, and television, has weathered intense scrutiny throughout his life. From blockbuster acclaim to award ceremonies, and yes, deeply personal controversies, he has already endured more than most public figures ever do. And yet, every time the public discourse around Jada Pinkett Smith seems to quiet, another revelation emerges, instantly reigniting conversation across social media. Clips of her statements now go viral on platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, where fans debate, react, and replay her words in thousands of reposts and comment threads. These moments have become part of a cultural feedback loop. Once a topic slows down, a new snippet emerges that quickly circles back through trending feeds and discussion threads. This cycle of resurfacing content has made these public disclosures some of the most talked about celebrity moments on the internet in recent years. Through memes, reaction videos, analysis shows, and commentary channels, millions of people have witnessed and weighed in on these clips, a testament both to the couple's celebrity reach and to the relentlessness of online discourse. Shoutouts have even gone to content creators like MTR Mediocre Tutorial Reviews and commentators such as Chantal Simo, who have covered these developments and helped spread them across digital platforms, contributing to the ongoing conversation and keeping the topic in public view. Here's the reality behind the viral footage. After some careful research, it becomes clear that the clip making the rounds online isn't new at all. In fact, it was recorded approximately 2 years ago during an interview Jada Pinkett Smith gave while promoting her memoir, Worthy. In that book, which became a New York Times bestseller, Jada opens up about her personal life, her marriage, and the complexities she and Will Smith have navigated over the years. Understanding that full context helps explain why certain moments ended up on camera at all, even if they later sound jarring when clipped and reposted without explanation. It's important to recognize the power of context. People want the full story, not just isolated sound bites. When a public figure shares their truth, the audience deserves to hear the whole narrative and understand the circumstances surrounding it. In her own words, Jada said something that struck many listeners. "I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time." Her tone was candid and unguarded, a stark acknowledgement of the distance, emotional and physical, that had grown between them. When pressed about what a future together might look like, her answer was measured but uncertain. "We don't know yet. We'll build something new." Rather than offering a straightforward reunion narrative, she framed their relationship as something evolving, a partnership being reimagined, not defined by traditional labels. Whether one agrees with her perspective or not, this was her attempt to express a deeply personal truth in her own words. A truth shaped by years of public attention, private reflection, and the unusual pressures that come with living life in front of the world. Greetings. Today, we delve into a story that has fascinated, frustrated, and divided audiences worldwide. It's a tale that challenges traditional expectations, questions the boundaries of privacy, and tests the limits of public scrutiny. We aim to tell the story as accurately and completely as possible, the truth, even when it is uncomfortable or bitter. In most marriages, disputes are private matters. When challenges arise, couples are expected to resolve them behind closed doors, away from public judgment. Unless situations escalate to violence or legal concerns, what happens between two people is usually considered nobody else's business. But the marriage of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith has long defied that convention. Over the past decade, their relationship has been highly visible, sometimes painfully so, and at times a subject of intense public debate. According to multiple interviews and public statements, the couple has maintained separate residences since 2016, effectively living apart while remaining legally married. Jada has candidly confirmed that Will is not always welcome in her home, and the logistics of their living arrangement reflect the unconventional nature of their partnership. Despite these separations, they continue to navigate co-parenting, public appearances, and a shared family life. Their arrangement has been described as an open relationship, with each maintaining independence, personal space, and autonomy, a modern approach that has drawn both curiosity and criticism. For observers, the dynamic can appear paradoxical. A man pays the bills, supports the household, and fulfills the traditional roles expected of a spouse, yet he faces restrictions in accessing his own home. Meanwhile, the couple has openly discussed their choices in interviews and on shows like Red Table Talk, providing insight into a marriage that defies simple labels. While some see it as a deliberate, thoughtful approach to managing personal growth and family life, others interpret it as emblematic of a broader public display of tension, control, and power dynamics within the relationship. In 2016, Jada Pinkett Smith revealed that she and Will Smith had chosen to live completely separate lives, not legally divorced, but functionally, their marriage had shifted into a new form of coexistence, independent yet intertwined. 7 years have passed, and as of 2026, the couple continues to maintain separate residences. It is a striking image. Will Smith, one of the most celebrated actors of his generation, watching as the boundaries of his marriage, his home, and even his public persona are repeatedly challenged and scrutinized. He invests in the household, bears the financial responsibilities, yet is at times denied access to the very space he shares with his family, a home he helped sustain. The contrast is stark: privilege and visibility on one hand, and the repeated indignities of public judgment on the other. Each time Jada appears on a show, promotes a new book, or grants an interview, Will's reputation seems to take another subtle, yet undeniable blow. Her disclosures often resurrect past controversies, most famously the so-called entanglement with singer August Alsina. Framed publicly as an attempt at personal healing and emotional growth, Jada described it as a process in which she sought to help someone while addressing her own needs, never formally admitting wrongdoing. To the public, it reads as a narrative in which Will Smith is repeatedly placed in a subordinate position, a man both celebrated and quietly humiliated, whose endurance is largely private. Meanwhile, Will remains largely silent in the public sphere, choosing discretion over confrontation. He continues to fulfill his roles as husband, father, and provider, paying the bills and maintaining the household, all while the public cycles through every new revelation. This dynamic, a marriage conducted under the relentless gaze of the media, with moments of personal pain amplified into viral spectacle, has become one of the most discussed celebrity relationships of the decade, a story of fame, endurance, and the complicated intersection of love, power, and public scrutiny. The cycle has been relentless. Red table talk, public revelations, recycled clips, the humiliation seems never-ending. Yet amid it all, Will Smith's career has endured, remarkably resilient, even as Jada Pinkett Smith continues to occupy the spotlight, shaping the narrative of their lives for millions of viewers. One word in particular has become emblematic of this era: entanglement. A term chosen by a woman in her 40s to describe a romantic relationship with a significantly younger man, it instantly became a cultural flashpoint. Jada framed it as an act of healing, a necessary step in her personal growth, but the effect on Will was undeniable: public embarrassment, diminished authority, and yet another chapter in a story that played out under the world's gaze. The situation became even more extraordinary when August Alsina, the young singer involved, revealed that he had sought Will's blessing before pursuing a romantic connection with Jada. "I expressed my truth," Alsina said in interviews. "I sat down with Will and he gave me his blessing." For the public, the moment was almost surreal. A Hollywood icon, celebrated as one of the most charismatic and accomplished men of his generation, effectively sidelined from his own marriage, observed in real time by millions across television screens and social media feeds. The spectacle highlighted not only the unique pressures of celebrity life, but also the complex, unconventional dynamics within one of Hollywood's most high-profile partnerships. Only a man truly knows what he needs, and some warnings about public dynamics in relationships have proven prescient. Commentator Kevin Samuels repeatedly cautioned that women who rise in the limelight at the expense of their high-value partners often end up publicly undermining them, and Will Smith's experience illustrates that principle vividly. Unlike her husband, whose career has spanned blockbuster films, Grammy-winning music, and decades of global recognition, Jada Pinkett Smith's fame did not originate from her acting accolades alone. While she is known for films like Set It Off, Girls Trip, and the Nutty Professor sequels, these roles, though notable, pale in comparison to the cultural and commercial impact of Will's career, which has generated billions in box office revenue and earned him international renown. In today's celebrity culture, it's not uncommon to see partners competing for attention and influence rather than building together. Modern dynamics often reward self-promotion, and in some cases, this comes at the cost of a high-value partner's public image. Jada herself once told viewers, "Ladies, don't let your husband keep you from finding the love of your life." At first glance, the sentiment might sound empowering, but beneath the surface, it carries an uncomfortable truth. A spouse who has not prioritized risks being sidelined, diminished, or even publicly emasculated. For men who value partnership and mutual respect, the advice is simple. If you are not treated as the priority in your own home and relationship, it may be time to reconsider your position. Appearances can be deceiving. Women who seem flawless in public may, intentionally or not, create turmoil in the private lives of those around them. Will Smith's ongoing experience highlights the complex dangers of fame, imbalanced partnerships, and power dynamics within a marriage under relentless scrutiny. Old interviews and clips, once fleeting moments, have been endlessly recycled across social media, transforming into memes and viral commentary. These snapshots of vulnerability and perceived emasculation have become cultural touchstones, permanently etched into the public consciousness. What might have been private discomfort has, over time, evolved into a spectacle watched by millions worldwide. Even 6 years after certain moments first aired, Jada Pinkett Smith continues to publicly discuss intimate aspects of their relationship, often casting Will in a diminished light. Despite these repeated exposures, Will has maintained an impressive level of professionalism and resilience. He continues to deliver blockbuster films, earn critical acclaim, and command a global audience, all while weathering ongoing public scrutiny. Yet the tension between public admiration and private humiliation remains palpable, a reminder that even the most celebrated figures are not immune to the complexities and contradictions of modern celebrity marriage. Every new film release, every public appearance, every career milestone seems to trigger reminders of past controversies. Old clips resurface, interviews are rehashed, and social media cycles amplify every moment of tension. For Will Smith, even the most personal aspects of his life, his home, his marriage, his reputation, remain under constant public scrutiny. No achievement can fully escape the shadow of these narratives. No success entirely shielded from reinterpretation or criticism. And so continues the ongoing saga of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, a marriage lived largely in public view, a story of fame and fortune intertwined with personal trials, resilience, and repeated public scrutiny. It is a tale of complex dynamics, of love and tension, and of the extraordinary pressures faced by those whose private lives are a matter of global fascination. Polite savages, remember this. True happiness may often be elusive, but the truth, even when bitter, uncomfortable, or inconvenient, must always be told. For those following this story, subscribe, and stay connected across social media, because the narrative of celebrity, power, and personal endurance is far from over. And that, Polite Savages, is the ongoing saga of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, a story of love, fame, endurance, and relentless public scrutiny. If you want to see more deep dives like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and follow us across all social media platforms. True happiness may be elusive, but the truth, even bitter, must always be told.